I got stamina. Oh, oh, I got stamina. Oh, oh, I got stamina. Oh, oh, I got stamina.
WEFM. WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right. It's the Activated Mornings program here on WEFM. And the time here in SVG, it is 7:20. And already on the line, we have Mr. Philbert John. So, PeeJohn, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Roleza. How are you?
I'm all right. And you?
I'm good.
All right.
No,
Dianna here too, you know. Hold on. Dianna here too.
Good morning, PeeJohn.
I heard your voice, for the morning. That's why I didn't realize it was there.
All right.
Okay. Today is a special day for United States of America. And you may wonder why am I dealing with the issue relative to the United States. Well, it's Inauguration Day, the day when they swear in the 47th president, who happens to be Donald Trump. And Donald Trump plans, as he said from day one, from the very first minute, to put in place certain policies and directives through what they call executive orders. An executive order is any plan or initiative that the president can implement without reference to the Congress. And so, according to Trump, he has about 100 plus executive orders he wants to implement upon swearing in. What should be of significant to us is his plan to deport illegal citizens or illegal residents of the United States. And to me, I think of the number of Vincentians, hundreds of Vincentians who live in the United States for years.
Hundreds? Thousands?
As undocumented. Are we here making any preparation for the eventuality of a mass deportation of Vincentians from the United States? Can we manage that? And should we be concerned about that particular policy from the incoming president, Donald Trump? I know the Consul General, Randy McIntosh, recently was offering some advice to Vincentians living in the area in the United States to do everything they can do to get themselves straight, and particularly to get themselves a Vincentian passport. In the eventuality of anything like that happening, they should be able to make the transition from back to the United States to St. Vincent if necessary. But it's something that we need to look at. And I look forward with anticipation to exactly how this thing is going to work and how many Vincentians, if any, will be affected. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, well, we actually have some U.S. matters down to talk about. So I guess you're there when we're preparing at night sometimes. So yeah, we do have that down. With regards to that whole deportation issue, now I know one of the things that many persons said during Trump's first term that the things he said, and I'm hoping that this whole issue always said is that there are a lot more Vincentians living overseas and there are Vincentians living here at home. So if we have to have mass deportation, I don't know. I guess we're going to have to make full use of the 32 islands and keys. We are going to probably have to do that because I don't know where everybody going to hold, right? Even let's say 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 or 10,000 persons being sent back home would be a significant amount. And it's going to put a strain on our health services, our road services, persons finding employment.
On the bright side, they'll have a population increase. They've been wanting that. I'm just...
No, it's a negative in that regard because you have to prepare for this population increase. And I don't think that we are at that point.
But on a serious note, though, too, I don't think I've heard of any effort made to count the number of Vincentians who are living in the United States undocumented. People with their green card or with the citizenship, they should be okay. But the number of undocumented, I think anecdotally it's probably quite high. But I haven't heard of any official effort made to count the number and determine how many persons can be affected.
But who encountered PeeJohn? How would persons come forward?
Well,
that's a good question. So just my thought for today. So all the best to both of you.
All right. Thanks, PeeJohn. See you tomorrow. All right. All right, so let's officially welcome all of you back to the Activated Mornings program here on WEFM. Hey, open your eyes. It's a brand new day in a brand new week.
Monday. In the fast-moving January.
Nobody complaining, not a soul. Those of you on the countdown, you had 10, 11 more days till payday, all right? Just about that, right? Payday soon here for those of you who barely getting by. All right. So in studio you have Dianna.
That's
Cain.
Me. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Trevor. We are okay. Well, I'm answering for both of us, but we're okay. Good morning to everyone. How are you doing this morning? I hope that all is well. And if all is not well, we are going to make it better.
Listen, I don't know what you're not well with. The most I could do is try to help you enjoy your morning. All right. That's the most I could do.
Once the heart is happy, the soul and the body will be happy. I don't bother with me. I don't know where that came from. I just felt like saying that.
All right. So we're going to jump right into it. So PeeJohn did preempt some of what we are going to talk about in this segment. So yes, Trump is going to be sworn into office today, this morning. So it's around 11:30 Eastern time, which should be around 12:30 our time. All right. So he will be sworn in then. And the 47th president of the U.S. is going to be in office. And I suppose as with the last term, his last term, that it was filled with a lot of drama. I know that reporters and carriers of news sites, they were never out of stories. They were never out of anything to report on. So I'm sure that in that regard, many are going to be happy. Happy that he's back into office. But what would be the long-term implications, even global implications of him putting certain policies and certain measures into effect? We are going to await and see, because even just as simple with this thing as a deportation, it's going to be a global situation. All right. So we'd have to look and see what happens there.
Definitely. I'm trying to imagine what the feeling is like for those persons who think that their status may be threatened by this man. Maybe they're hoping, you know what, God, maybe they're praying, God is good, trust and have a little faith and all will be well. Or maybe they're hoping that Trump will change his mind. But I see Biden is like letting loose people. Biden is a pardon for you here and a pardon for you here. I feel like he's saying release the army, because when you look at some of the people who are being pardoned, it's like people who sort of are against Trump and the things Trump stands for. Biden is saying like, this is my last day, my last week. Let me just do all that I can do. But interesting.
All right. And in talking about one of the things that Biden has done, He has actually, so President Joe Biden has posthumously pardoned Marcus Garvey, Jamaica's first national hero and a key figure in the global Pan-African movement. So Garvey was born in St. Anne, Jamaica, and Garvey dedicated his life to advocating for Black pride, economic empowerment, and unity through his Universal Negro Improvement Association. So despite being convicted of mail fraud in the U.S. in 1923, a charge many have long criticized, Marcus Garvey's trial and imprisonment have been widely viewed as politically motivated. So one of the things that Joe Biden did in a positive light before leaving office was to posthumously pardon Marcus Garvey. Now, I don't actually know how I feel about these posthumous pardons and posthumous awards, because the persons who it affects, they're not aware of it, right? But I suppose in the context of Jamaican history, or even in the context of reference to Marcus Garvey, he could no longer be called a criminal, or should no longer be called a criminal, because of the fact that he has now been pardoned. All right? Decades later, right? Decades later. But it is what it is.
That's it. Because I was a bit puzzled. I'm saying, Dianna, maybe there's some information that you're lacking that doesn't help you to understand why this matters. The man is dead. But okay. I suppose it's his family and friends, and as you say, Jamaican legacy and all of that will work for it. Will work for them. But I mean,
All right, and to get back and to get in the U.S. Population's good graces. The first thing Trump has done to get back into their good graces, right? He has lifted the ban, or he's pledging to restore TikTok. All right, tick 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 tock, tick tick tock. Right, that song, right? So even before being sworn into office, the ban on TikTok being blocked has been lifted. All right, and the US, they have about 170 million US users, and I don't know. It seems like Americans went into a meltdown. Now, this ban is only in relation to Americans, eh? It's not in relation to anybody else around the world. It's just in relation to Americans. But they seem to have gone into an absolute meltdown because of them not being able to use TikTok. And so there are some benefits to TikTok. Now, I personally have never downloaded the app because I need to limit the distractions in my life. So I don't even have TikTok on my phone. All right. But I know that for many persons, it has helped to start the careers of many artists such as Mooney Long, Lil Nas X. I think they're also quoting, what's her name? Lizzo. Several of these artists' careers did start on TikTok because their songs, or at least parts of their songs, became trends. And because their songs became trends, they were able to pick up a music career from them, because TikTok is predominantly used for music and dance challenges, etc. So the thing of it is useful in a sense, because it does create some you see some good content coming out of it in terms of videos and the challenges that are on it. So I actually don't have a problem with it. I do think that many of the videos that I see are fun, but I also do think that on the negative side, things such as TikTok have shortened the attention span, especially for children.
Yep. And they even mentioned that in one of the benefits of TikTok, it being able to accommodate the short attention span of people. But, while they have that good side, of course, there's the terrible side where there are a lot of challenges, and many persons have complained and probably sued in some cases where their children have died because they follow the TikTok things. I guess the Americans are having a meltdown because many of them make their money from TikTok. But TikTok could be gone, and I could not care less. You understand? I was not a fan of TikTok. I believe I've seen TikTok videos, and like you, I've enjoyed what I have seen. But I don't rely on TikTok like that. And I really have some issues with it as well. So it could have gone, and I really couldn't care less. But Trump is we consider Trump to be a bit foolish, but Trump is a smart man, because now Trump is saying they pretended, I shouldn't say pretended, but they had this ban for just a while. And then, of course, Trump comes in, Superman saves the day, restores TikTok. And now he's saying he wants to see if he could get part U.S. ownership.
Well, that was always the goal, you know. They
Interesting.
wanted for the company, Chinese company, to sell it to the US because they're concerned about China having so much of the data with regards to the users, right? And so that is really and truly where it starts from, or where the genesis starts from. But I mean, how can you just go in and say, because you're concerned about your citizens, you're going to buy this company? It wasn't, the app wasn't created in America, you know? So
America needs to chill at times, you know. I feel like Musk is gonna come in somewhere here. You see all
well,
those-
he
all
is.
those-
He is. I'm not sure if he's going to be officially given. There was some talk about him being given some position within the Trump administration. I'm not sure if that is confirmed as yet.
I would not.
But
doubt.
so there are names such as Elon Musk and somebody else in terms of money people being involved within the administration. But we will see what happens. We would see. I know that in Biden's farewell speech, he made mention of something about the oligarch coming into office, something to that effect. I'm not saying it word for word verbatim, but about the oligarch coming into office. And of course, he's throwing shade towards Trump, you know? So we would see what happens. All right. So we are going to have to take a break at this time and head directly into today's traffic talk, which is coming to you now.